Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, I'm back for the second half of this prompt, and I have stitched that down. Actually, I'm going to change my glasses, and I've ironed these down. So I've still got a little bit of work to do regarding doing stuff. So I thought I'd get out some of my wools. I might do some wool stuff on here. I've still got to stitch that down. So I've done all that along there, but I haven't done the pinning on this yet. So I'll probably come around, and I found this, and I was thinking I might finish the edge with that. I quite like that. So that's probably going to be something that I place down. Rather cute. That ties in some of that green. I might, when I connect that other colour to this one, I may put some of this down in with that as well. I could almost even put that, tuck some of that in here, you know, underneath. What do you think? Wait a minute. See, probably not a bad thing I haven't stitched this down yet. I quite like that. I'm going to grab that, pull that down. That's got it, that edge. Yep, it's going down. Okay. There we go. And then I'll have that going down there. And then this is just going to gather in, I think. Give it a little bit of texture. I like that. So probably just put that there, and then maybe a little bit here just to hold that down. So that's just a bit of cheesecloth. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like it. Okay, and I like that that's sort of sitting not straight. There we go. And it sort of hides a bit of that orangey colour underneath, which I didn't mind seeing, but you know, it doesn't work 100% with it. I want it to be a little bit more gathered and pushed, pulled out. There we go. Oh, I like that. Now we can pull this up. Make it a little lower than what it should be. There we go. There we go. Because that's going to have this down the bottom. Oh, it's looking prettier and prettier. Actually, I might just pin that down. I'll get to stitching down that later, but we'll pin it down. I might work on stitching some of the bunnies and stuff. Okay. A minute. Stitch that down. And stitch this down. Well, I'll stitch it, hold it down with the pins. There we go. There we go. Now, as much as that is a full-on colour, I think it's going to work with it. And then we've got some of this colour, and I was thinking, is that too green? Might be too green. Got some more greens over here. Oh, that's probably a bit of green. Okay, and my usual green that I have, this one, I like this green. Yeah, I went away for the weekend, so I've got a few bits and pieces in colours. I'll leave that open up there. Threads everywhere. Actually, I could really quite like that for those. I think that's nice. Now, what are we going to do? We sort of want to go grey this tones with the rabbit, or hair, I suppose that's what you'd call it. And I quite like this. Now the thing with these were all short pieces, which I just had to wind on. I'm just going to do a couple of little bits and pieces with the tail. I don't think I'm going to stitch it down because it's got the flies affixed, and I usually do, but it's going to be held down with the embroidery over the top. So because I don't really want a little thing around it. We'll see how we go. Okay, threads everywhere. Now we might do this just in little short bits and pieces around the back. So it's quite a darker colour, but because it's a squirrel, we sort of want to do it in the wool just to give it that fluffy look. See, we can get that look. So it's probably just going to be maybe sort of like thread painting, but not quite. And come up. So when you do this type of style, you just do, you know, short and long, going in between. So I need to zoom it in probably a little bit. We'll zoom it in, there we go. As long as we keep it here. Going in between, and because they're little short bits, I got a lot of my threads from Melanie, from the purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles, and sometimes they're just bits that people have cut rather than keeping them, and it just makes it harder to store. So I had to thread, you know, this long thread around there each individual thread, which is a little annoying, but it was still cheaper than buying new. I quite like the look of that. Go back in. Don't want to do it too full, if you know what I mean. And that some of those darker pieces that is already there, so you're working with the colour that you've got. Because the squirrel is quite a fluffy little animal, I'll work in with the wool. And then definitely want to put wool on its tail, because that is going to look rather adorable. Okay, probably the last bit we're going to get off that. Might get one more, but nah, you don't want to risk it. Okay, there you go, that's where you can see how much I've stitched down. Okay. So I've just sort of grabbed the darker bits. I like that. That's cute. Now, we'll see. I'll just grab colours out for now. A bit red, isn't it? Yeah, a bit red. I think that one's probably going to be the best one. I definitely want the wool. There we go. Maybe some of that. Where are we? Just going to grab some of these colours. That might be a little bright. That's probably going to work better with the... Oh, now that might work with that. Or is that one better? I'm going to use some of this. See how it's sort of got that light yellowy colour? Once again, being put on with short strands, so at least it shows me. I will go in with more of that colour, but I am going to go in with some of this yellow. And then come in with that that darker colour as well. There we go. So put the yellow on the bits that look yellow. Maybe there. And then come in between with that other colour. So we've got some yellow here. Okay, down there. Coming up here. Holding that down. Might come in here as well. And in between, we're going to do that browner colour. I think it will look good. Blend it all in. And I'm not going to do everything, like just like here, you can still see the original, you know, colour and everything underneath. I might just come in with it, can go all the way out around the edges actually. It's going to hold that down a little bit. Now this bit here, that's what I was rip one bit here. This is that fluffy dot. Just going to cut that off. I had one right underneath the head there which I cut off. That one I'll probably leave there. Yeah, you can feel them underneath. Okay, and sometimes they just don't work. Okay, it's got a little bit more browner going towards there. It's so cute. I really love these little guys. I just think they're beautiful. And it's worth putting in a bit of extra effort to make them look nice, because it's on the bottom and I'm going to be hanging it up on in my lounge room, and this is the bit that you see the first, is this bottom part, because it's hanging lower, so you need to put in a bit of extra work to make it look good. Oh, I like it. The little tail's quite fluffy and adorable. So I will continue on with that. And once I run out of this yellow, I'm going to get that brown colour, and we are going to have a look how that brown looks in between. It's getting a little bit more browner down here, so I'm going to scooch across, and it looks more yellow at the end here, so I might do some of the edges just to hold this piece down. Oop. Okay, a little bit bigger there. Quite a bit of yellow in this part, so I might sort of double back a bit, put a bit more yellow there, and in between. It's fairly quick when you think about it, really, when you look at how quick I'm doing it, to get the results that you want. It's not that bad. And it's always rewarding because it looks so cute. Okay, I reckon we could probably get one more and then we'll have to tie it off. There we go. Don't want to push me luck. Yep. Okay. There we go. Now, nope. Okay, now we decided on this one, didn't we? Oop, tiny bit too small, that one. There we go. I think I think I've gotten the bit underneath rather than the one on top. Yep, I do. I'll probably use both of them anyway. Sometimes they can be quite long pieces and other times they can't. There we go. That'll be the next bit. So actually those ready ones might go really well with the nut. Okay. Want her to have a bushy little tail. Looks rather cute. Okay, I'll do one here. And then we go in between. Oh, that looks good. I've done one stitch and it looks good already. Oh, thought it felt like it was knotting. One stitch and it's knotting already. There we go. There we go. Seen some really cute critters out there that we were doing visitors to the garden. There's been some really nice stuff on the Facebook page. Some of them have been just stunning. Some pretty talented people out there, I tell you. So yeah, looks good. Yep. And this is how you can make your fabric that you put on there, because you sort of sometimes feel like you might be cheating by having all these bits and these gorgeous fabrics, but they're there, so you may as well use them. And this is our way of we can make it our own, and it's not cheating because it's a lot of work, and making it look like we've embroidered it, it's basically the same as like drawing it down yourself. It's just dipped in fabric, and we've got such beautiful ranges of fabrics in quilt shops these days. They're just beautiful. I've got another piece that I have got the most beautiful fabric in this range, and I've dyed all of these, and I'm going to do a project, and I've got 8, so that means I'm going to have 7 kits available and to do this project with the fabric that I bought, and it's going to be something along the lines of this. Is just going to be gorgeous. But that, don't know when that will happen. Not enough hours in the day, I tell you. Still making kits and working on my project for next year. This year was the vintage sewing one. Next year it's going to be a whole year's worth. So you've got to do that stuff in advance, and I'm hoping, I don't think I will, the project finished when I finish my vintage sewing, and so that I can show you the full piece. And it's so cute. It's a real interactive, you're going to enjoy sewing it, but you also get to use this piece, and it's something that you use all year round, literally. So yeah, it's going to be good, and it's going to be really interactive the way that I am doing it. It's a pretty clever idea, if I do say so myself. Now, always got to come up with new ideas, I tell you. Brain's always working overtime. Makes it hard to sleep sometimes. Now, okay, just come in, and still not 100% like fully covered in places that you would do, you know, like when you do proper thread painting. But that's the beauty of having, when you do thread painting, you've got this underneath, so whatever you you know, it doesn't get picked up by the thread. You've already got the colour, so you don't have to do as much. That's what the beauty of having, you know, visor fixing or heat and, I used a light heat and bond for this one, using light heat and bond, because the colour's already there. Okay, we need to do a little bit more of this. I love it, it just looks so fluffy, so cute. I'll do a little bit more of this, and then I might even start on one of those strawberries. I think it will be cute to do in that beautiful, it's sort of almost like it's a reddy, like a melon colour really, but it seems to work pretty well with the strawberry. Okay, are we missing any? Yep, over here. Okay, now the look I'm after is that fluffy tail look. I might use this colour in between here as well, so that way it'll unify the tail as well as the body. So this is going to probably be the main colour that I'm using. That's the only trouble when you have a longer piece, it knots up. There we go. Yeah, I'll bring it back up. Go through here first. See how that is going to work really well with that, so I might bring some of that in between, and then I'm going to go more of that orange there and maybe here, and a little bit on his face, and we'll probably put a bit of yellow here, a little bit of yellow there. I'll bring it up so you can have a good look. Isn't that cute? Look how fluffy that looks. Love it. So I'll do similar idea with the rabbit, and I might go wool here and just thread there, because she, you know, they're usually fluffier, and then maybe thread here. So I'll do wool probably there and here, and these are pretty easy. I'll just do French knots, and I was going to paint it too. I still might do that. So see how we go. Okay, I would like to see, we're going to see how this looks as a strawberry. It's one of those colours that it's a red, but it's an unusual red, and so it doesn't really get used. Oh, and it drives you nuts the way that it's coming undone all the time. Okay, so this is the second part, but there is no way I'm going to be finished in any time soon. So we'll cut that off, and what I might do with the strawberries is just do little French knots, I think, rather than filling it all in. I'll just fill in the French knots, and I'll do French because I think it'll be too big to do colonial and just one. So I like that. And I probably won't do it on each and every little thing, because there's quite a few of them, and I'll be here for a month of Sundays. Okay. I'll do a fair few, and I might do the a fine thread and use, you know, do the stems. But I think before I do anything, I think I need to get my paint out. Yeah. That's how you can do. I mean, this is a wonder fill, so it, you know, it's a little thicker. So if you want thinner French knots again, you could probably find this colour in a like a DMC, which this is, and then maybe use 2 tiny strands, or you'll even use 1 if you're game. Yeah. So hang 10. I'm going to see which colour I will need. Needs a bit of greening with that. I think that's probably a good palette. So, okay, where is my and 10. I'll grab some tissues for now and put it underneath, because we don't want to wet our mat. And I'm going to see how I go with the colouring. Ugh. So I'll spray this and spray this to make it watery. That's it. That's the colour. So if I do that beforehand, and it'll blend in, and I'm going to iron that, and that should iron okay, because this is a dyed fabric underneath. It will definitely blend in. Cool, looking good. This is the bit that I've left and I haven't gone down. It's still got that little bit of paper on it because I don't want it to go down. I might let it dry naturally. I think that way it might stay darker. It's fairly watered down, the paint, and that means it's going to dry quite a bit lighter. But so if I iron it especially, so I might let it dry naturally. There we go. I need to get that out. Yep. Just going to go over all of it. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Blends in, doesn't it? I actually quite like how that's got that little bit of darker green in places, so I might use some of that. There we go. Now there you go. From where you are, see how much better that is than that. Just fills in. I like it. Okay, well, you've got the drift about what we need to do. So when we come back on the other prompt, I'll still probably might be busy. I'll be busy in the background doing that, and then I will yeah, you'll just see bits and pieces in the thumb, because I still need to let that dry and do a fair bit of work here. And I'm just going to be holding this down with this thread, the same color as that. I think that looks cool. So most of the stitching will be in the animals. French knots, stem stitch, maybe a line in between each of the leaves just to hold them down, and French knots on those and stem stitch. So there's more work here than what meets the eye, I think. Okay guys, well, thank you very much for watching, and I just love how this is looking. So, and yeah, I think squirrels, bunnies and foxes are probably my favourite woodland animals. Oh, and raccoons, they're pretty adorable too. But yeah, you can't go wrong with a bunny. Okay, thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.